Good morning and welcome to the Bowling University studio from the International Bowling Campus in Arlington, Texas. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kelly Bednar and I'll be your host for this episode of the Bowling University Tuesday Morning Profit Break. The Tuesday Morning Profit Break is an opportunity for sharing insights on how to grow revenue, reduce costs, and enrich yourself, your team, and your business. We have another great show to share with you today, and we welcome you, our new viewers, and welcome back those of you who are joining us again. Thank you for taking a few minutes out of your busy day to join us. So grab your cup of coffee or your favorite morning beverage, and let's get started improving your profitability. Today, we have with us an industry veteran and longtime friend of Bowling University, Rick Heim. Rick has over 40 years experience in the restaurant, bowling, and entertainment industries. After 20 plus years with Brunswick, he helped Main Event Entertainment grow 8 locations. After consulting for several years, he is now a partner with Spare Time Texas. For the past decade, Rick has been instrumental in helping us shape curriculum for both our online and our face-to-face opportunities. Rick, thank you for joining us in the studio today.
Hey, it's great to be here, Kelly.
It's a pleasure to have someone with your experience with us today, sharing with us some best practices for bowling entertainment centers.
Is that a nice way of saying that I'm old?
Maybe, but probably not. Well, let's dive right into this. We have a lot of information that you've shared with us. We put together a nice show here. So from your experience, are there some common traits that you see successful centers share?
Absolutely. So successful entertainment center operators have some common traits about their businesses. First, they develop a culture that is positive and people-centric. They have tremendous communication systems across the organization, up and down, across, including guests, team members, and executives. They also are keenly focused on measuring results throughout the business, sales results, cost results, trends, looking for opportunities to improve their business and their profitability. They also have this ability to look at time continuum almost. Look back and look at successes and failures and dig them apart forensically and make changes based on that. They look at the present, live in the present, understanding that today's guest is the most important person in front of them today, and then constantly looking towards the future for how they can innovate, how they can get ahead of trends, and how they can improve their business from a sales and profitability standpoint.
So you mentioned a lot of different things. Talk about the measurements of everything and looking back and looking forward. Can you elaborate a little bit on these critical traits?
Yes. In terms of measurement, when you operate an entertainment center, there's a lot of different metrics you could look at. You should be looking at guest counts. You should be looking at check averages. You should be looking at, of course, cost of goods. You should be looking at productivity, which is sales per labor hour. But you also should be looking at, some things that we don't commonly look at, but the best operators look at, like employee turnover. It might be one of the most important metrics that you look at. You might be looking at things like response time to social media posts or response time to inbound calls for sales and events, things of that nature. So they're laser focused on measurement. But communication is so important. There's so many things going on, moving parts in an entertainment center, that daily communication through shift meetings and weekly communication through sales and manager meetings, and then maybe interval training with departments, sharing information that's critical to that department, be it arcade or bowling or events or kitchen or bar. All those communication efforts are locked in place and just part of the ongoing culture. It's like for the successful operator, running a shift meeting or running a sales meeting, it's like breathing. You do it daily and you do it automatically.
Well, the proprietors that are watching this, you've got this over 30 plus years of experience. Is there somewhere that they can take a shortcut, that they can learn some of this stuff without having to put 30 years in?
That's a great question. Yes, I could tap into all the mistakes that we have made in the industry. And how do you do that? You network. You start by attending conferences like Bowl Expo and IAPA, and the boot camps that BPAA puts on, and your state associations, going to their trade shows, becoming involved in the state associations, and joining industry groups like FEC 20 group and Peer Talk that Beth Stanley puts on. Join those groups and ask questions and learn from each other, and then take advantage of opportunities, educational opportunities like the school that we put on at BPAA for entertainment center management or bowling center management, and also online courses. You can accelerate your knowledge by following those suggestions.
That's great tips, because we like that here. You tell them to come find us, right?
Amen.
You've been with us over a decade, working with us at Bowling University, and one of the things that I have heard you say over and over again is you talk about culture and its importance. Can you share with us why you think culture is so important and what its advantages are?
Well, culture lives. It doesn't. It isn't fly by night. It isn't changing. It's ongoing. So in the ups and downs of business world and the crazy times of running an entertainment center and the hectic times, culture is what you lean on to keep the business stable and the team members stable. So they know, for instance, if our culture is to have every guest leave satisfied, it allows our team members to know that they have the freedom to go to a crazy extent to make sure that happens. That's cultural. And if our team members know that part of our culture is to operate our business ethically and morally in a sound way, then they make decisions understanding that if they follow that, they're never going to get in trouble, and they don't have to question their actions. And the culture is absolutely from the top down. It lives from the bottom up, but it has to be communicated and filtered from the top down. So when you if you're starting a business like this, or you want to form your business, or you want to improve your business, start with the culture. What is it? What do we stand for? Do we have a mission statement that makes sense for who we are and what we want to be on our best days?
You had mentioned just now top down, bottom up. In the organization of an entertainment center, is there a position that's more important than any other?
I do, and it's not the owner. I think that the position of general manager is a critical position for the entertainment center. They should have the complete understanding of every aspect of the business, but more importantly, they should be the embodiment of the culture, and so. That position needs to be supported from every level, from the ownership of the company, from the management team that supports that general manager, and then of course from the team members. And then general manager, in my opinion, has to be involved emotionally and intellectually with every team member. It doesn't mean that they're friends with them at all. It just means that they are able to communicate the culture and the mission and the values to those people, and give them feedback when they see all the positives happening.
If you could reach back to Rick, just getting into this business, just starting out as a career in this crazy business we have, what would be one thing that you would want to suggest to them, to tell yourself going back?
You know, that's a phenomenal question. I'm a voracious reader of management and leadership books, and I thought that that just my study in that regard was enough for me to become a successful leader in the industry. I was wrong about that. If I could go back, I would have become more involved in networking opportunities, either through attending expos or industry groups or one-day seminars, because you know, reading a book or watching a video, it's one-on-one training. You're only getting information and data from one source. When you go to a networking opportunity, you're getting information and data from dozens or literally hundreds of sources, and the breadth of your knowledge would accelerate exponentially.
Well, Rick, I wish we had more time to sit here and talk to you all day, because I could listen to you as telling us what is good and help other people be successful all day long. But since we are out of time, I wanted to thank you for joining us and being here with us, taking time out of your busy day, and just a couple minutes to help share the information here that you've done with us and with Bowling University, and all the times you've put in with us at the online. Just a thank you. Thank you so much for all you've done.
It's my pleasure. Go Bills.
And you got me. But I would still encourage you all to visit Rick's website at his centers at SpareTimeTexas.com. If you'd like to connect with Rick directly, you can email him at info@SpareTimeTexas.com. But as I wrap up gladly this edition of the Tuesday Morning Profit Break, remember that when your focus is on growing people, people will grow your business. We look forward to seeing you next week at 10:15 Eastern for another great episode of the Tuesday Morning Profit Break. If you have any questions about today's show or would like additional information, you can reach us at any time at education@bpaa.com. Also, you and your team can watch any of our previous episodes 24/7 by visiting bowlinguniversity.net. Until then, I'm Kelly Bednar, and do for one what you wish you could do for everyone. We'll see you next week.